This is WFAN's Outside the Cage podcast with your host, Pete Hoffman and Ike Feldman. And last night was the Oscars. And you might get this question a lot right now, but I was watching, and there was a debacle at the end of the Best Picture award. And it instantly reminded me of the Stephen Wonderboy fight versus Tyron Woodley. And we are joined right now by Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. How you doing? And did you happen to watch the Oscars last night and see
Doing good. And yeah, you know what? I didn't. I heard about it and I saw it on the news.
Was it flashback? Oh wow,
kind of was,
sounds
man.
familiar.
It kind of was. You know, they announced the I think it was Best Picture.
Yes,
and
Best
then
Picture.
they literally in the middle of what they were saying, they came back on the stage and was like, never mind. You guys didn't win. These people win. I was like, oh my gosh, I know exactly how they're feeling right now.
How did you
or Tyron feeling right now?
How did you feel when everything happened? Because at Madison Square Garden, it was a wonderful fight, like unbelievable fight of the night. We called it way before you guys even stepped in the cage. This was going to be the fight of the night, and the fans loved it. And then just the way it ended, did it leave a sour taste in your mouth even?
Well, you know what? It happened so fast that you really didn't have time to really think about it. I mean, when they announced him first, I was like, wait a second. I know I did better than what they're saying. And then as soon as I turned around, Dana White was there to be like, no, stay up here. It was a draw. So I didn't really have time to think about anything. Obviously, I thought I won the second, third, and fifth round. Tyron thinks he won the first, third, and fourth round. Obviously, first and fourth was definitely his. But you know what? It is what it is. We're running it back. And this Saturday, man, March 4th, UFC 209, we're going to be rocking and rolling.
Yes, sir. So, Stephen, I just watched the countdown this morning, obviously in preparation for this. So, you said that you've been incorporating more strength and conditioning. How much do you weigh this Monday as compared to the November 12th card?
It's crazy because one of the weight cut and was huge. My weight out there, I was probably 178, probably less when I was out in the octagon. I was walking around about 182, and I cut the weight. When I rehydrated, I only got back up to 178. So I'm like, man, and Tyron's a big welterweight. Yeah. He walks around over 200 pounds, so he's probably 200. Yeah, when he was out there, and I could feel that in those clinch positions. So I walk around about 190. Not trying to get too heavy because I tried to get up. Actually, my second fight in the UFC, I was over 200 pounds, and I tried to cut the weight, and it almost killed me. So I got up to 190, feeling stronger, man, faster, more explosive. And this is the first time I've used a strength and conditioning coach since my second fight in the UFC. So I'm feeling great, man. Ready to rock and roll. Thank you.
You said that was what you wanted to address. You want to get stronger against Tyron. And just going off the videos, I know it doesn't mean much, but Tyron never really had a jab. He always was loading up for that right hand. But now it seems, just seeing the videos, he's been working more boxing. He's trying to get more confident, and maybe he's meeting in the middle, realize he's got to be better at striking. Maybe you got to be a little stronger. Have you guys earned each other's respect after this? Because I see you on Fox goofing around doing Conor McGregor's. I'm like, these dudes are respecting each other.
Well, the thing is, you don't really know about somebody until you fight him. I mean, truly, until you fight him. And Tyron's a tough dude, man, and I got a lot of respect for him. And hopefully, I think he's got some more respect for me from that first fight. So yeah, man, we had a good time. It was fun being on Fox playing that game. Me and him were on a team, and DC and Florian were on a team, and we were kind of battling out with each other. It was fun.
And me and Pete fight every now and then.
Yeah, he gets the better of me. But now let me ask you, because how many times have you watched that fight? How many times have you gone back and watched it?
Oh yeah. I mean,
and what are you going to do differently? And where specifically did you see, oh my goodness, like, he just got a lucky shot in, or what exactly? Like, break that down for us.
Yeah, man. To be honest with you, I just didn't go out there and do the game plan we were talking about. I didn't let my hands go. I was very hesitant. Didn't throw the kicks that I normally do. I didn't switch sides like I normally do. If you go back and watch the fights with Ellenberger, Johnny Hendricks, Rory McDonald, I mean, my previous fights, I was a completely different fighter. And I don't know if it was just because it was my first title fight, where it was at. I don't know why I didn't let it go. But sometimes you got your good days and you got your bad days, and that just wasn't my best day. Just going out there and letting it fly. Just go in there having fun. I didn't have fun the last time.
Are you teasing the game plan? Because I know you guys been keeping it top secret in the black envelope. Are you going to come out firing it and letting the spin kicks go? Because I was so happy in the fifth when you finally let your hands go and you saw Woodley take that breath. Are you going to come out like
That's the plan. You know what? I'm taking it to him. You know what I mean? I'm going to go out there and do my thing and have some fun while I'm doing it, and just letting everything fly. That's all I can do is go out there and have some fun and just leave it all out in the octagon. I didn't leave it all out in the octagon the last fight. There's a lot of things that I didn't do, a lot of things he didn't see. So he thinks he knows me. Mm-hmm. He thinks he knows what all I have, but he hasn't seen it.
Was there a point in time where he hit you and you just were out? Were you in the entire fight? Did you were you there the entire time? Because he got some good shots and he's got some heavy fists, dude. That's the one thing
he landed 2 punches the whole fight.
Yeah, I mean, then those are the ones that actually landed and hurt. You know, he knocked me down the first one. That was fine. I mean, when I popped right back up, I felt great. Hit me with the second one, and I was like, oh my goodness, where am I at right now? You know, and then next thing I was in a deep guillotine, and but I told myself, you know what, I'm not the type of guy to give up. You know, if you're going to win, either, you know, you're going to choke me out or you're going to knock me out. And there's no give up in this guy. So clearly, I was just thinking to myself, don't give up, man. I'm not tapping.
Again, we're joined by Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Check him out on Twitter, Wonderboy Thompson. So, Stephen, I heard Bisping talk about, he didn't admit it till after the rematch that he said, quote unquote, he was fucking scared going into the Hendo rematch, just knowing that he got the best of him with that right hand. So how do you control the self-talk going into the rematch, knowing that Woodley obviously knows he's got that right hand for you?
You know, because if he's going to hurt me with anything, that's what it's going to be with, that right hand.
Of course.
You know, and I've got to be on point every step of the way because he's good at landing that shot. I mean, you saw what he did to Lawler, right? He hit him with that right hand. Boom, that's all it took. So just going out there, knowing that, you know, he could finish you anytime, it does make you nervous, but it also helps you when you're out there because you're more aware of it. You know what I mean? So we know that's what he's got. He's going to try. I think he's going to come out a little bit more aggressive, try and get me down to the ground. So we've been working really hard on my takedown defense, and he's got the right hand. So not saying that's all he's got, but that's what he landed the last fight.
That's the focus. And that, you know, with your striking, with your kicks and whatnot, and he was able to defend that a little bit, and he was able to kind of take you down through those kicks. How is that? What is the best way for you to just take advantage of that situation? Be like, I'm avoiding that at all costs. No more taking down with when I'm trying to land those kicks and stuff like that.
Well, that's the thing. Not being lazy when I throw my kicks. You know, the kick that he ended up catching was a lazy leg kick. You know, very slow. Didn't pull it back like I normally do, and he ended up catching it and took advantage of it.
Is that part of you though, just testing out the distance thing, or is that just okay?
Yeah, that's how it was in the beginning. You know, I wanted to see where his hands were going to go if I threw a leg kick. Were they going to drop? You know, if those hands drop, where's that kick going to go next?
Right.
To the head, right? So he just ended up catching it and ended up taking me down, and that's not going to prevent me from throwing what I like to throw. And I'm a kicker, and I'm going to go out there and kick.
And who he's been working with is Super Sage. Obviously, you guys have respect for each other, the karate fraternity. Obviously, he and Rory both called in Raymond Daniels to help you prep them. In a straight point karate match, are you better than Daniels, Sage, and even Michael Venom Page?
Oh, man, straight point karate? I don't know, man.
Could you whoop it?
Those guys are fast, man. They're explosive. I mean, point karate is definitely a different animal. You know, some of the fastest fighters in the world are point fighters. And they're very accurate, which is why they're doing so well in MMA right now. You know, they're fast, they're explosive, they're accurate. And some of the very few guys that actually made point fighting, making it work in MMA. So it'd be fun, though, I'll tell you that.
And staying in the 170 division, obviously, George St. Pierre comes back. I don't know if you've been asked this, but given that if you take out Thompson, well, you can't take out yourself.
I came out myself.
If you take out, well, you guys are like just brothers from another mother. Like it's fun seeing you guys do interviews together. But if you do take out Woodley, would you want GSP next, or would you hate if GSP waited out for Conor? Would you want GSP next?
You know, that's the thing. You know, he was my inspiration to actually switch from kickboxing to mixed martial arts. You know, so I wouldn't go out there on a whim and say, hey, I want to fight George St. Pierre. And a lot of people, it's for the money. You know, they want to do it for that money fight. And I like to fight just because I like fighting the best guys in the world. But we do have a relationship, better relationship than I did with Rory McDonald. So if anybody were to say anything, I would leave it up to George. You know, I wouldn't want to be the guy to be like, I want to fight you. You know what I mean? He's a good buddy of mine. And sometimes relationships.
I love you, Steven.
Yeah. But he's a cool dude, man. And I would leave that decision up to him. If the UFC ever called and say, hey, we want you to fight George, I would be like, hey, have you contacted George yet? Or I would contact him and say, hey, man, this is what they're asking me. The decision's up to you.
Do you like that? It's tough fighting your friends. Is it a different challenge? Do you actually enjoy that at times, or is it just totally like off? Like I want to avoid it at all costs.
Yeah, well, sparring is fun, and sometimes you go out there and you spar with your buddies, and sometimes you get a little heated. But when it's on the line like this, and you know you got to do damage to a friend, it kind of stinks. You know what I mean?
Is it a mental game? Do you kind of like, I don't really want to hit you as hard as I know I can, or I'm still going to go full blast. I just feel bad after I've broken your face.
Well, when I fought Rory, we have a relationship. We have a good, known each other for a long period of time, and we knew it was business. But we, going out there, I'm going to give it my all. If we made the decisions to go out there and fight, I'm going to give you 100%. I'd feel it would be disrespectful if I didn't for him. I feel like I'd be disrespecting him, not giving him my best. So yeah, man, you go out there and give it your all.
And now, as far as UFC 209 this Saturday, entrance song, is that changing at all?
Not at all.
We've heard some songs have been changing around. You're still keeping yours?
Still
Appreciate it.
Tenacious D, Jack Black, Wonderboy.
Dana doesn't want you to change it yet?
No. It's funny because I was on a list on like top 10 worst UFC walkout songs.
What?
And then I was on a list.
Who doesn't
on
like Jack Black?
Exactly. But then I saw one. It was a list of top. I was like number 2 top greatest. Walkout songs.
Jack Black's personal list.
Yeah.
But do you got anything else?
I just had one quick question.
Go for it.
All right, so this might be a little from scale to 1 to 10. I don't know if you saw it at all, but your brother-in-law was on Kevin Smith's show just last week.
Kevin James. Kevin James.
Yeah, Kevin James. Thank you very much.
Jay and Silent Bob, you're thinking.
Yeah. Did you? I watched it with my fiance, and she loved the episode. She thought him and Boss Rutan were hysterical. What is your scale rating of Chris Weidman's acting?
I think he's getting a lot better, man. I think he's getting better. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's taking the acting classes or not, but I think he's going out there just having fun, taking advantage of it. And that's what it's all about. If you go out there and have fun and just be your normal self, it comes off as you being natural, I've seen some guys who's never acted before and go out there and overdo it, and try too hard and just totally mess it up. But I think he does good, and he feels comfortable being out there with Kevin James because they're good buddies.
Yeah.
And Boss Rutan. But I think he's getting better, man.
Is that the next step for you, too? Do you look into, getting a
Karate
role?
Kid 8.
Yeah. You know what? If the opportunity is there, I would love to. Why not experience that, right? Why not go for it? So if the acting opportunity ends up coming up, of course, I want to go out there and try and take advantage of that.
That's what we're talking about.
He's Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Check it out this Saturday, March 4th in Las Vegas against Woodley. 5-round title fight. Got to check it out. We love potatoes. We're not going to ask you a race question. Thank you for coming in, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, guys.